Hi everyone, it's Sandy. Thank you for joining me here on my channel, Septeria's Room. I have a do-it-yourself Christmas gift bag and boxes packaging idea for your last minute Christmas gifts, or just some way to package some of your smaller gifts by making your own gift bags or boxes. These would also be great for any occasion. You can make these for Valentine's, birthdays, Christmas, sorry, not Christmas, wedding favors, or if you're doing a girls' night in or a girls' hens night, baby shower, these would be great little gift boxes to add some of your treats or favors inside. And you just make these really easily, and you can make these with 6x6 paper or any size you like that will fit your goodies inside. And I've made the measurements easy enough for you to work with, so you can make them quite easily with these measurements. And I'm going to show you the ones that I've made and how they look like and what I've got inside. They were just so fun and easy to make. So what I've got here, I have made some of these boxes in my previous videos for different projects or for design team, when I was part of a design team member, but I haven't made them for Christmas theme, except for this smaller box here. I made one of these really cute little tiny boxes for my daughter's advent calendar my granddaughter's advent calendar last year. And it was so fun to make. I don't have it here with me to show you, but I'm going to link the advent calendar down below for you, the project sheet and my tutorial. And I made the advent calendar with these cute boxes. I made a 6-day advent calendar, I think it was. And you can make 2 of these cute little boxes with one 6x6 paper. So you can make 2 of these. So I'm going to show you the measurements for all of these ones that I've got. So this one here opens up like that, and you can add some cute little bits and pieces in here, and then you can have fun embellishing the front. Then I made this one here, which is the same as this one, just slightly larger. And this would be perfect to add a gift card in here, some package jewelry. If you are doing ATC card swaps with a crafty friend, this would be a good size to add an ATC card. I think it's a little bit smaller because the actual box size for this is 3x4. So you might not be able to fit an actual 3x4 size. You might have to trim it down to fit it inside, but it's still a good size box. And then I made these ones as well with a different kind of closure. It's exactly the same size as this one, but this one opens up like that with your closure going inside. And then this one opens up with a larger closure like that. So you could have fun embellishing the front here if you like. And then you could add a closure like I have here. So I've added some crochet string to close this closure. I did make another one. I'm not too sure. I think it's here. No, that's okay. And then you just add a little swing tag to the front, and you could use a belly band instead if you wanted to create a belly band to keep this closed. You can add a Velcro dot to the closure to keep it closed. So there's many ways you can decorate your closure, or you can just leave it as is. So that's the closure for this one. And then we move along to these boxes, which I had so much fun making these. It is so easy to make, and the measurements that I've made are really easy. So this one here was made with a 4x6 size paper. This gift box here was made with a 6x6 paper, and it's got a nice wide spacious opening inside. And this lovely gift bag with a handle was made with a 6x8 paper. So you can choose which size you want to make. So you can make these with any size. You can make it with a 12x12 paper. The bigger your paper, the bigger your gift box will be. But I thought I'd make them in these 3 sizes: 4x6, 6x6, and a 6x8 size paper. And with this one here, I added a little pocket because when I made it, I thought, well, let me just go ahead and show you this one first. So this one here, I added a closure, and I used some Velcro to keep it closed. This is just another idea for you if you wanted to add a closure instead of having it open like that. And I've just added some shredded paper, did some simple embellishing, and it's just a nice little pocket. So that's that one. And then this one here is the 6x6 size paper, and popped in here one of the little do-it-yourself envelopes that I recently had just shared with you. It has a little envelope style pocket where you can add a gift card in here, and in the front I made another little tuck pocket here. So you can make one of these. This was made with one 6x6 paper, so you can make a coordinating set with two 6x6 papers to make the box and one of these, and they just can just pop in there like that. And you can make this as a closure with some clear wrapping paper and then wrap it all up and then scrunch it up at the top, and then you can add and tie it up to make a packaged gift that way, or you can just leave it like this. You can add a doily and cover that up with a doily. You could even, I'll just take some of this out. Just want to show you some ideas on how to make it close. You can pinch the two sides here with your fingers and then close it up like that. So you can see how it does that. You can punch a couple of holes and wind some string around it and create a little bow, and that will keep it closed. You could use a wood peg, a doily. Just find your ways of what you would like to keep it closed. You could do it this way, just adding another piece of scrap paper and then just gluing one to the side to the back and bring it over, and then use some Velcro to close the front. So that's just another way to keep that closed. And I'll also link this video down below if you've missed that video, because I think this is a lovely little set. And then this one here, this is my favorite gift bag because I think it's a great size that you can fit quite a few things in here. I even did some dangling. I added some dangles here with some acrylic beads because I think acrylic beads are inexpensive and they're nice and light to decorate your gift bag, and it's not as heavy as glass beads. I tied some tulle to the jump ring, so I punched a hole there to add the jump ring, and this is a cute pocket. And I just tucked in this 3-piece set that I also had shared with you in one of the recent videos, and you can make this whole 3-piece coordinating set with one 6x6 paper. So there's like a note card where you can write a message, a tag or a swing tag, and a cute little envelope for some more goodies that you can add in here. And that would fit nicely inside the pocket. And this is a good size pocket for a gift card in here, so I made it so you can tuck a gift card inside. I think you've got to tuck the gift card long ways, that way instead of that way. And let me show you. And the handle, you can swing the handle to the side like that. Oops. So it does move. So these ones don't have the handle, but you can add your handle to these ones as well. So it looks the same. And you can even add a little pocket to this one if you wanted to do that. And I've got in here a mini candy cane, a chocolate, another little coin, Christmas chocolate, some more. And I added a tea bag sachet in there. And then this is another of the envelope style with that 6x6 paper that I wanted to just show you can fit that in there. This one is a little bit different to this one. This one here had the pocket in the front, and this one here has the pocket inside, and then it has the gift card, and it's an expandable pocket. So you can see how it opens up like that. So there is room to add some more things in there. And then with this one here, I created like a belly band to slide in a candy cane or a little chocolate or a little pen if you have a little pen. And that was a perfect fit in there. You could also add these little, if you're doing happy mailing and not sending gifts, you want to send some ephemera pieces, you can make one of these with 1 6x6 paper. I also done a tutorial for this, excuse me, that had a little side pocket there, and this would fit in here as well. So that can fit in there like that. Just so cute. This is such a good size bag. It can even fit in that one too. So that's the inside. And I'm going to show you how to make one of these as well in this video. So I'm going to make all the sizes in this one video to save you from going through the video, other videos to look for them. I'm going to put these to the side and let's make these. Let me just clear all this up. What we'll make first, let's make the, we'll make, what shall I do first? Let's make these boxes first. We'll make the boxes. So we'll make, I'm going to show you how to make this one with the closure, with the measurements. This one with the closure that goes inside the box, and the cute little 3x6 size box. And then I'll go ahead and show you the gift bag boxes and the other two. So let me grab all my papers. So we'll first make the little one. You may have already seen this one in my previous videos, but I'll just do it again in this video for those that haven't seen the measurements or tutorial in my previous videos. And all you're going to do is you're going to grab a 3x6 size, and I'm just using a single-sided paper. And it doesn't matter which way you do this. And we're going to line it on the 3-inch side, and we're going to score going in at 1/2 inch on both sides. So I'm going to go 1/2 inch on one side, and I'm just going to turn it around that way, and 1/2 inch on that side. And this paper has a direction, but I'm not going to bother with which way I'm going to go with that. So now we're going to turn it around on the 6-inch side, and we're going to score at 2 1/4 inch, 2 3/4 inches, 5 inches, and 5 1/2 inch. So those score lines are 2 1/4 inch, 2 3/4, 5, and 5 1/2 inches. And we're just going to make a couple of cuts. All right, so let's see if you can see my score lines. What we're going to do here, we are going to cut up on these two just up to that score line. We're going to cut up, and we'll do that to both sides. And I'm going to turn this way. And then you're going to see you have the line going up here. We're going to cut that, go through that score line, and we're going to stop at that first score line there. And we're going to do that to both sides. So I'm going to cut and go through that first score line and go to there. And then you see that score line here. We're going to cut that and remove this little corner piece. Stick that off and do that. We're going to go to this side and do the same, go through the first score line and stop at the second. And we're going to remove this little square corner piece at that first score line. Just try and make that a bit neater. Okay, so now we have that. And all we do next is we're going to fold all of the score lines and fold them down really well. So that way it's easy to assemble the box when you put it together. So this might be a bit of a boring part to watch me fold all this, but I'll do it as quickly as I can. And then I'm going to fold the sides. And this is just normal scrapbook paper. I didn't use the more heavier weight, but if you've got a more heavier weight, a medium weight paper, or more of a thicker heavyweight cardstock kind of paper, it would work really well and make your box more sturdy. But this is just sort of I'm not too sure. It's not lightweight, it's not medium weight, but it's still good enough to make a box. All right, so I've folded all of the score lines now. And what we're going to do first, I'm going to corner round the part that's got the score line. I'm going to corner around these two corners. So for me to do that, because my my corner rounder is not going to work if I don't bring these sides in. I'm just going to bring these sides in, and then I'm going to corner around the top. So at least we know now that is your closure. And then you're going to come down to the bottom here and grab your little circle punch, and we're just going to create a notch, half a circle. So I've just done that. So this is the way it looks. And now we can bring these two little side tabs in, add some glue, some good strong glue or adhesive, double-sided tape, score tape, whatever you like, just something that's nice and strong. And we're going to swing this part up and bring these tabs on the inside, and we're going to adhere it to the inside of that side piece. And you can see it's going to want to form a box already. So once you've got that all lined up with your score lines, you're going to have these two pieces. We're going to add glue to those. I'm really sorry if it's a little bit dark in my room now because it's very cloudy and overcast outside. So, and I don't want to put the light on because then I'll have a lot of glare, and I don't want to have that glare on my video. So hopefully this is still okay to see. So now I've just wrapped that around to the front and wrapped these two to the sides. And you can see now it's created a little box, and these little flaps just go in. And then I forgot to fold these little pieces down. And then you just bring that in and tuck that inside, and there you have yourself a cute little tiny box. It's so cute. And now I'm going to make the rest of these. We're moving on to the larger size boxes. That's the larger size to this one with the shorter closure, and then I'm going to show you the one with the larger closure. So we'll make this one first. I'll give you the measurements for this one. You're going to cut your paper at 4 inches by 9.5 inches. So you can see my paper has, it's a one directional pattern, and I'll show you which way to place your paper. We're going to line it on the 4-inch side, and we are going to score at 1/2 inch as well, going in on both sides. And we're going to score at 1/2 inch all the way down. And then I'm just going to go at 3.5 inches on this side, and that's also 1/2 inch going in. And I'm going to turn my paper with the pattern going to the right on the 9.5 inch side, because this will be the front. And we're going to score at 4 inches, 4.5 inches, 8.5 of an inch, and 9 inches. Those score lines were 4 inches, 4.5, 8.5, and 9 inches. And the same way, we're just going to cut all the pieces the same as we had done the other little mini box. We're going to cut these two sides. So I'm just going to put the box together. Just going to, won't say too much. Come over here. You can see how quickly you can make these in real time. So you can see everything is constructed the same way, same size. It's just a little bit taller and bigger. Bring these two sides in. Create a little notch on the other end. So this box is just about complete. And how easy is that to make these cute boxes? I love making these boxes because these are just so easy to put together. Once you make one, it's really easy to make a bunch of these. These are great for craft fairs if you want some packaging idea for your craft fairs as well. You can make a bunch of these with all your paper pads. So there is the larger size with the shorter closure. So that's done. Now we'll make the one with the larger closure. And that piece of paper is cut at 4 inches by 12 inches. And you can make 3 of these boxes with 1 12 by 12 paper. So you can make these for your family or friends, and you can make a whole heap of these. You can make 3 of these with 1 piece of 12 by 12 paper. So the same thing, we're going to line this on the 4-inch side, and we're going to do the same, scoring it at 1/2 inch. All the way down. And I'm going to turn this paper on the 12-inch side, and we are going to do the same score lines. Not quite the same, but we're going to go at 4 inches, 4.5 of an inch, and it is 8.5 of an inch, and 9 inches. So I'll give you those score lines again: 4 inches, 4.5 of an inch, 8.5 of an inch, and 9 inches. So these ones only have 2 score lines there and along there. So this is just slightly different from how we're going to cut this one. We're going to go onto both of these, and we're just going to do the same thing and cut these. I'm going to cut them in. And what you're going to see here, you're going to see this one is longer than this side. The shorter side with that score line is going to be the closure. So I'm just going to turn it this way so I can cut it easily. So now you have the longer part at the bottom. That's the one at 4 inches on that score line. I'm going to come over here now to the shorter part. We're going to cut that and go through that score line and stop there. So let's go and cut that all the way down, past that first score line and stop there. And we are going to remove just this piece at that score line here. And you're going to see you've got a little tab corner here. I'm going to come over this side and do the same. I'm going to cut here, go all along past that first score line and stop at that second. And I'm going to remove this piece only at that first score line, keeping that little piece. So you can see there's the little tabs there, and they're the 2 little slits that we've done. That's the 4-inch side. So I'm going to go back this way now. We're just going to fold all the score lines again like we had done with the other one. Fold them down really well. And with this one, we're just going to corner around the closure only. We don't need to worry, sorry about my throat. We're not going to worry about doing a notch at the bottom. So this is the closure part. So then you can know where the closure is. So that's the closure. This is the part we're going to create the box. Fold these two little sides in. Same thing, add glue. Bring that up. Oopsie. We bring this up, wrap the sides around. And bring these little side tabs in, and here is your closure. Nice and easy. I do like this type of closure because you get to see a little bit more of the pattern, and you can have fun embellishing the closure flap. Create a belly band. So that's done. So now we've done 3 boxes, and we are going to make these ones. These are really easy and straightforward. The difference with these, it's scored the same style, it just doesn't have the closure. We're just eliminating this part. And these ones are really easy to make. So we'll make this little one first, and that's at 4 by 6 inch paper. So I've got like 4 by 6 inch paper. I'll grab the smaller scoreboard for this. And we are going to make the depth or the width of these at 1 inch, whereas these ones were done at 1/2 inch. So these are done at 1 inch. And all we do here, this is a 4 by 6 paper. We are going to score at 1 inch going in. So on the 4 inch side, 1 inch. Is that the 1 inch? Oh, sorry, no, my mistake, sorry. It's the smaller one is 1/2 inch. Sorry, my mistake is 1/2 inch for the smaller size. So we're going, forget that score line, 1/2 inch on both sides. And then we turn it around on the 6 inch side. And we're going to score at 2 3/4 inch, 3 1/4 inch. So on the 6 inch side, it's 2 3/4 and 3 1/4. And all we do here is really easy. We're only going to do slits, and we're not removing any pieces. We're just going to cut like that. We'll fold all the sides or all the score lines. This is probably one of the easiest boxes to make because you don't remove any of the papers at all. You just make a couple of cuts and then put the box together. You can see how easily it is to put this together. And we'll do the same thing. We're just going to bring that up on the sides. Just trying to get that swing up to the front. I'm just trying to do it quick for the video. Normally I'll hold it for a few seconds. And same thing, we just glue those sides, bring that up and wrap it around. And there you have your cute little open box. Love making these boxes. So there is the box with the 1/2 inch width. So that's this one. And to make one with the 6 by 6, the 6 by 6 size and the other sizes that are larger is done at 1 inch. All right, so we'll do that. We're going to go in. This is a 6 by 6 size paper, 1 inch and 5 inches. And then I'm going to turn it around on the 6-inch side, and we're going to score at 2.5 of an inch. Sorry, 2.5 of an inch and 3.5 of an inch. And I'll just give you those measurements again. It's 2.5 inches and 3.5 of an inch. And we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to make the 2 cuts on the side. I mean, how easy is that? And then we just assemble it by folding everything and pressing it all down. You can make this with the 1/2 inch size too. If you wanted to do it with a 1/2 inch, you can do that. So what you got to do with that is when you get to the middle part, if you're going to do it 1/2 inch, you just got to, in the part, in the center of this part here, which I'll just explain once I put this together. So I'm just going to swing that up. I didn't press down my score lines properly. But that is, I didn't even cut the size properly, but that is the box. Just make sure that's the right size. So that is the 6x6 size box, and then you can pinch them in that way if you wanted to do that. So if you wanted to make it at a 1/2 inch, let me see if I've got a 6x6. So if this is a 6x6 size paper and you want to do it 1/2 inch width, you do the sides at 1/2 inch on the on one side, and on the other side of your 6-inch mark, you're going to score it at 2 3/4 of an inch and 3 1/4. So whatever size your paper is, so this one is a 4x8. The part, so you know whatever measurement you're going to do going in, so whether it's 1/2 inch or 1 inch, this part has to be the same. The middle part has to be the same width as the side. So let's say you're going to do it at 1 inch depth. You do that at 1 inch, and then you go on this side. So this is an 8-inch in length. 1/2 of 8 is 4 inches. You're just going to go in at 1/2 inch on both sides, and that will give you the 1 inch. Hopefully that's sort of what you understand what I'm saying. So whatever your paper is at 1/2 inch, you're going to go out and score it to make up the 1 inch on both sides. So you're just going to go about there. So that'll give you that 1 inch, but that's your center there. So you're just going to go out at 1/2 inch, and that will give you the 1 inch. And then you just cut those 2 little slits. So that's pretty much all you've got to remember is you fold your paper in half and then go out at whatever, at 1/2 inch. If it's if you're going to do the thin one, if you're going to go at 1/2 inch on the 4-inch side or whatever side, when you turn around the other way for the center, you're going to just go in from the center about a 1/4 inch, and that will give you the 1/2 inch. That's the way to do the center part to make it even. So for this bag here, let's make this one. That's at 4x6 inches. So I'll show you what I mean. So we've got a 6x8 inches. And on the 6-inch side, we're going to score at 1 inch going in both sides. 1 inch, 5 inches. Then I'm going to turn it around the 8-inch side. because it's a 1 inch size. I'm just going to go at 3.5 inches. So there's your 4 inch mark, which is half of 8. I'm going to go out 3.5 and then go on the other side at 4.5, and that will give me that 1 inch width. And then you want to also cut a piece if you want to create the handle like I've got here. I've made that handle size at 3/4 of an inch by 8 inches, and this is just white cardstock at 3/4 of an inch by 8 inches. You can make it 1 inch width, so you can make it whatever width you like. That's just the width that I use. And then you want a couple of brads if you want to make your handle swing. You want a couple of brads, or the brads will just hold it in place. So let's just put this together, and then I'll do the handle, give you the measurements for the pocket if you wanted to add the pocket in the front. So if you want to add the pocket in the front, you probably want to add the pocket before you assemble the box. So it's just easy to put together. I'm trying to work fast so it's not a long video. So my box is not going to look probably neat. Oh, I should have made the pocket first, shouldn't I? That's okay. Just, I'll do the pocket. Look, I didn't even fold the sides here. I'm trying to rush because I don't want to make this a long video for you and bore you. Better do this first. Forgot to fold all the score lines. So whatever the front is, you're going to put the pocket in the front on one side, but I've already added the glue, so I'm just going to assemble it now and then just add the pocket later after I've made the box. So let's do that. So the boxes are all just done the same way. How fun is that, making these boxes? That's why if you fold your score lines, it's not going to be all bowed like mine. And now I'm going to add the pocket to the front. If you wanted to do that, I've just cut my paper at 3.5 inches by 2.5 inches. You can make your pocket whatever size you like to fit in there. You can, however you like. I've just done mine at 3.5 by 2.5 inches. I'm going to score at 1/4 of an inch on 3 sides, all around. These are the same pockets you see. Most of you know how to make these sort of pockets. You don't have to do the score lines. If you don't want to score them, you can just glue down your paper as is and just glue the 3 sides and stick it down like that. But I wanted to add I wanted to make it a little bit more roomy, so it's not a tight fit. And you can also create a notch there if you want. I want to just keep mine straight. That's why it's easier to put the pocket on first before you assemble the box. So it's easy to glue down and you know where you're going to place it. I was trying to be one step ahead. And I'm just going to just place it where you like. Okay, there is my pocket. You get the idea. I won't worry about waiting for the glue to set, but there is your pocket. Let's make the handle. So this is just plain cardstock. You can add another strip of your paper here, and you just make that strip a little bit less in width to the handle, so you could see the nice border if you wanted to do that. And all I'm going to do here is I'm just going to place it where I like to put it. I've got a piercing tool and I've got some brads. Just grab a couple of brads. And it's also, you've got all these layers on the side here so that your paper won't tear. So it's already nice and thick on the side. So I'm just going to pierce that through. Don't know if you can hear the background, but it's raining out there. And it's nice to have a little bit of rain. We've had some warm weather. We are in our summer season here in Australia, so our temperatures here in summer can get really hot and very dry. So there is one brad, and I'm just going to just gently fold that like that, and then just go to the other side and repeat the same. And just going to fold these sides in there. And there is my cute little box with a handle, and your handle can swing. You can even have your handles on this side, so you can have two handles, so you could do that as well. But these are my do-it-yourself Christmas boxes for this year. I love making boxes during Christmas time because they make great gifts for my family when I want to add some gifts using my papers. So I hope you enjoy these little box and treat Favour bag ideas for Christmas or for any occasion that you may want to use them for. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all soon in my next one. Bye for now.